Greetings, Algo artisans. Cowboy here, 8:30 a.m. EST, and we're in definitely the August summer doldrums. We did just have some data come out, so we'll have to take a look at what that data was because it definitely pushed markets in some kind of direction. Let's see here. At least it did to the Forex markets, but yeah, markets are absolutely dead. Let me bring up Forex Factory. Let me just go ahead and jump right into it. If you want to know more about Algo Factory, just zap the QR code top right-hand side of the screen. All right. And that will take you to our website. And we help people become traders. We help people learn how to trade. We help people build their own trading method, otherwise known as an algorithm. Okay. So let me see here. Today, Thursday the 15th, retail sales came out. Okay, so the sales numbers came out optimistic. So let me go ahead and present and share the screen. To share screen now. Excuse me. And let me go ahead and zoom in here so you all can read it. So yeah, here it is, 8:30 a.m. Okay, so yeah, we're on EST here for the screen. And the numbers were optimistic for retail sales. So you got month over month, 1% gain in retail sales, core retail sales, 3, we'll call it ticks above what was expected. And unemployment claims were also positive. You had a tick in the positive direction for unemployment claims, maybe a 5% under what was expected, which is good. So that's going to be dollar strong data. So what that's going to do is crypto is reacting in a positive manner. So I'm not really seeing it affect crypto at all because this should be pushing anything dollar related down. For example, so I'm pretty much going to say that this isn't really even affecting the crypto markets, but it certainly is affecting the currency markets because the currency markets don't have much else going on. It is August. This is when the markets are dead across the board. We had one of our private members saying, I can't figure out, what's going on with the market. What direction things are. What am I supposed to do? Well, that's because there is nothing going on in the markets. Okay. Let me bring up our more algorithmic chart. Give me just a second here. Let's change this one here to this one. Okay, yeah. So that's, retail sales. Like, look, here's the thing about it. When nothing's going on, right? When you have nothing going on, then markets will move very quickly on news because it's a liquidity trap. There's nobody trading. Yeah, you got to watch out for that. I mean, if you want to gambly, this is the time to gambly. It's not the way I do things. But on the high time frame, you have this resistance for, like, say, the euro versus the dollar, where time and time again price has been more or less rejected in this region up high here, and which is what happened after CPI. So you see how let me delete that. You see how with all the price action, it's been pretty calm, just a steady move, and all of a sudden you have all this crazy moves right here, right? This is on the 5-minute chart. Well, that's the CPI and the PPI before it. And then you just have nothing. Price just does nothing, like for an entire day, almost an entire day. Overnight, price just kind of back and forth in the same little range. And then all of a sudden, wham, you get this news event and it crushes price down. That's because we're in the middle of the summer and ain't nothing going on in markets. That's just it. Especially, post like this whole Japanese yen thing that really put a lot of volatility into the markets. And then now that has been reversed, now that the Japanese have put the carry trade back on, or so they say, things have calmed down, right? Things have calmed down. I bet you if we look at the indices yesterday, all the stocks probably had a pretty calm day as well yesterday. So we'll take a look at that. So we can take a look at that next because ain't much happening in crypto. We'll take a look at crypto for at least the high time frame look. We'll see what's going on with that. If you have anything you want to see in particular, just go ahead and ask in the comments section. And while I changed my PFP on X, and while you do that, you don't get to be premium anymore for a time for 3 days, they say. Although, and the last time I did it, it was 3 days. However, unfortunately, I know the first time I changed my PFP, my profile, it was like right after I'd first bought premium, and it took them like weeks and weeks and weeks to get my blue check back. And I was like, what the hell? Well, without a blue check, I can't stream onto X. So I'm just putting the YouTube link on there, which, it's not great for the algos. Long story short, we don't have as many people watching as we usually do because X brings probably more than anywhere else as far as viewers. All of that said, let's take a look at the SP 500 futures. Okay, so actually decent, a little bit of action yesterday, SP 500. This is Thursday. So going back to Wednesday. Yeah. So Wednesday actually did this is, I guess, where you want to trade. If you're going to trade right now, it's going to be the indices, because you're actually getting some action on it, at least for day trading. It's still pretty calm. Indices are not really, moving a whole lot. Obviously CPI made a big move. And then the rest of the day price kind of came back up. And I'm pretty sure we're looking at kind of the broader forces holding the market up. As I always am telling you, we're looking at a scenario where it's an election year. So they're not going to let it fall if they can help it, right? They being pretty much like the party of the incumbent. So, I mean, you say what you want. Good scalping environment, says Justin. Yeah. That's our man, Justin Buffington. There, got your name right. Didn't say Bluffington. I like that. So yeah, good scalping environment. It's actually pretty clear. Nice moves. Beautiful price action on the low time frame, right? So, and not a lot of action though based on this announcement for core retail sales though. In fact, it's not moving at all based on what I would think that it would do. You would think it would pop up, but it has not done anything. So really the currency markets are the only ones that have been affected. Remember, this is futures. So you're going to have basically, actually there's pretty good volume for futures right now. So even though the market's not open yet, you're seeing some decent volume on the SP 500 futures. And I'm going to tell you, and again, I've never really been an indices trader. I trade indices, right? I have the capability to trade them. And the more I look at them, I'm like, dude, this is probably the easiest thing to trade. You just keep buying the dips, like for the most part, because it just gets held up. And I don't expect that to change. We have, the Guerilla tells us, and he's been right for so long. He hits the indices dead on the nose, like this guy. He'll tell you years in advance where it's going to go. The Guerilla, who will probably be with us shortly, knows how to call these indices like no other. And I don't want to say what he's been saying as far as what's going to happen with these over the next year or two. We'll talk about it when we go to private, and V will probably be with us at that time. But this guy calls the high time frame macros like indices prices like a charm. And I can tell you right now, I might flip over to trading these. All right. So if anybody has anything they want to see, let me know. I'm going to hop over briefly to Bitcoin. Actually, no, I want to look at the, I know Bitcoin is going to be boring. I'm going to look at yes. So just like, okay, so here's the euro, right? So really it's the USD that's being pushed up because of the positive news. So you'll see the same thing with the pound. You'll see the same thing with the Canadian because USD is first. So obviously, you're looking at USD being pushed around. So what's happening to the rest of the market where USD is not involved? Here, AUD, JPY. Okay, so looks like JPY was pushed weekly. Hey, what's up, Siege? So JPY is seeing some action. And yeah, it is the JPY. So in this case, we can kind of see where JPY is made weak at this point when the dollar gets strong, right? And we got to think about that, right? So historically, there is a correlation to the stock market. And in the stock market, when the dollar gets strong, things usually head down. We're not seeing it here. We got the Guerilla trying to get in. I guess I never sent him a link. Give me a second. So interestingly enough, though, when the stocks historically, when stocks get strong, Japanese yen gets weak. And that's what we're seeing here. The Japanese yen is getting weaker because across all the different Japanese yen pairs, you can see that it's coming up. Now, I think that has to do more with some kind of relationship with the dollar. And remember, we understand that the Japanese yen is used in the carry trade, which is directly affecting the U.S. stock market. What's up, V? How you doing?
Good, brother. How are you?
Doing good. We're just looking at the markets are absolutely dead. The only action I can see is like scalping the indices right now. We did have this hard move up due to retail sales announcement, but like markets did not move for an entire day. Like nothing
Yeah.
happened. And then the data came out. So we're in a low volume, low volatility. We're in August. It's just what it is in August. Markets oftentimes are dead. Although we had all the excitement with the Japanese yen last week, and then of course that got turned around immediately the next day, like we pretty much said it would in the private group. We told everybody. So now that that's happened and everything is calm, you're just not going to see a lot of price action. I'd say the thing to do, whatever you're trading, is to look into scalping. And if you look at the euro here, I mean, like there's not much you could do at all. And this is on the 5-minute chart. So you go back to like what is this? Wednesday at say about noon. From noon through like now up until this announcement, there's nothing to trade. I mean, you might be able to scalp out a few dollars. The spread's going to really prevent you from doing much. So, yeah, it's just quiet in the markets, man. It's like one of those days where you kind of take a day off, do some studying, back test. We got Siege in the house. What's up, Siege? We got March in the house, my man March. Yeah. So anyway, that's just kind of where markets are right now. It's just deadly dead. We got in the private chat, we had Jay complaining that there's like no trades. I'm like, yes, no trades. It's August. We've been saying, we've been saying this for as long as we've been around. It's just the late summertime.
It's a dead month. Get used to it. It's going to be like this every summer.
Yeah,
and it has been like this every summer, irrespective of what geopolitical headlines are. The markets are dead. It's dead. I mean, even during 2020, right, the summer of love, where you had so many geopolitical and domestic upheavals, the market was dead.
Yeah. This is probably the most exciting August we've ever seen, and even a week later, it's just dead.
Yeah.
So, what was that? Was that last week or the week before? Now I'm having trouble with my my time concept. Was that the JPY thing? Was that a week, like what, 9 days ago, or was that the week before?
That was a week before, man.
Was a week before.
It happened over the weekend. It was when Monday. Was it last week or was it this week? No, it was last week.
No, it was just last week, because I remember. Yeah, I know it wasn't this week, but I couldn't figure out if it was last week or the week before. It's just in my head. I'm all backwards. Well, I mean, shit, man. Look, we got calendars literally right in front of us. I can tell us. Let's see here. Okay, so this is the euro. We'll look at the JPY. Yeah, that had to be last week, right? 18. This was the 30th July. The best way to do it is to look at the indices. That happened on that was 2 weeks ago, brother.
JPY.
I think so.
Last
Friday, the big dump in the markets was Thursday, the 1st of August. We saw the big hard dump Sunday in futures. So Sunday in futures, Sunday the 4th. Today's the 15th. That was like 10 days ago. So it was last week. All right. Yeah. Yep. You called it right. And look at the indices now. Like, to look at this, we just a quick reminder before we fly over to the private here. In the private live lab, and I know I'm saying this, I got to take a victory lap on this just one more time. As this happened, I'm telling people, do not panic. I'm not saying it's not going to go down further, but just don't panic. You got to think, right? Gather the data, make a calm decision, right? Because a lot of people, like, if you held Solana, let's see how much you were down holding Solana, because that's what I was holding primarily. From the top, my Solana holdings, wrong thing there. Hold on. Let me get my price range from the top. My like my primary crypto holding, which my wealth is primarily in, well, not well, a lot of my wealth is in crypto. I've got some other things, but 43%. My crypto was down 43% from the top, right? And had I panicked at the bottom, I would have lost nearly half of my crypto worth, right? That would have been disastrous, just disastrous. But you know what? I didn't do it because we had a conversation. My gut said this was a shakeout. I understood what was going on with the Japanese yen. I understood that we are in an election year and that they're not probably going to let the markets just continue to dump. They're going to hold them up. And then V came in and told us what was going on in the background with the institutional sales, what was and was not happening. Yep. And we held on. And it came back more than 60%. So this is what happens when you're an Algo Factory, when you're on the inside and you get to hear what's going on in the real world. So if you're the Guerilla, do you have anything to add before you go to private?
No, I have nothing else to add. This is why it's so invaluable that people join us here, because you're going to get insights. You're going to get what is talked about and discussed in the boardrooms in terms of how, not like insider information, but the sentiment of those that are decision makers within the industry. The sentiment. What do they feel about this event? What do they feel about the market? What do they feel about the current trajectory that we're on? These are all valuable insights, folks. And you know what? You're going to get it right here. Why? Because I, unlike many talking heads, actually work in the industry that I talk about. So you're going to get a lot of you come into contact with so many people, and if they're not connected, if they're not at the top, they're connected to somebody at the top. So you get a really good intel and a pulse, a finger to the pulse. That's what Algo Factory is. It's a finger to the pulse, where you not only learn how to trade and build the algos, but you get a finger to the pulse of what's really happening behind the scenes. And join us. That's why it's invaluable. Intel like that is worth thousands of dollars per month. And we're doing it for less than the price of a bottle of water, $1.66 a day.
Yeah, dude, we're practically giving it away, and the price is going to go up. By the way, it's going to be very soon that the price rises. We have a lot going on in the background, and with some projects and a few things that we're about to hit it pretty hard. And one of the reasons we've been holding off on going up with the price, on hiking the price, has to do with just the amount of people we have, and we wanted to reward all the early people, the people who trusted us with their time and money while we were still, just putting this thing together. And that time is coming to an end. So if you are interested in Algo Factory, sooner the better, because price will be going up, and we're thinking about doubling it. So, all right, V, what do you say?
Yeah, we're at the end of the show. Thank you all for listening in. We will be back tomorrow. Thank you all for coming in. Cowboy, take it away. Cowboy, all right.
That was awesome. What's a Tasmanian devil?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Hey, that's pretty good, dude.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Dude, he's one of my.
Join us or die.
You say he's one of your